The whole cast. It's Jason R. Phillips.
Is that true about me? I didn't know it.
It's true. And of course, he's back. He was not with us last week, but he's here for the competitions, the chaos, and the clutch performances. And if it's a challenge, he's already ranking it. Or if it's a flop, he's calling it out. It's the man, Josh Foster.
Heyo.
Hello. And we're talking.
Glad to be back. Missed you guys last week.
Glad to have you back with us, Foster, and the whole crew. Well, Jeff Mader not here. You know, he's in the union, and there's a big strike going on. So, you know, that's how it goes sometimes. So maybe that's
At what point do we just deem Jeff the man, the myth, the legend? Never imitated, or you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like it's almost like a pleasure. It's like he's like a full moon. You don't see him very often, but when you see him, it's always a great time.
That's right. Well, he's a little blurry sometimes, Jeff Mader. You never know if he's coming or going. And he's a moonlighter. So what are you gonna say? But hope I think he would have liked this episode tonight. I think there would have been a couple things he would have felt were more like old school Survivor. And he would have said, "Hey, like I kind of enjoy what this player's thinking." Maybe the whole thing with Sophie saying, "I'm going to keep that idol for myself, and I'm going to try to steal it," or perhaps some of the thought processes that were going around that coconut challenge tonight, where you had the 3 tribe members on the excursion, where they were all trying to sabotage each other. A lot to break down in this episode. A 90-minute one, once again, not quite as long as the premiere. Foster, I guess we're catching up with you since the premiere. So how are you feeling about the season so far and, coming into tonight?
You know what? I watched last week's episode. I was away, so I watched it last night, catching up, ahead of tonight's episode. I mean, I say this every year, it's first impressions, or I don't say it like this, but basically it's too early to make a decision, right? Like there's still a lot of gameplay left. You hope there's something like you've already seen, especially tonight. There was a couple new, at least whether it was new or it was different or bringing back some of the things that we'll get into. But I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not like super thrilled with the cast.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, why? Do you feel like they're just not entertaining, or is there something else about?
Yeah, I just there's not a lot of I guess personalities. I guess right. There's not a lot of different personalities. In the words of Jeff, like there's too much kumbaya. There's too much happy, go lucky, right? But there's just I don't know. Like it's. I don't know, like there just hasn't. Again, it's early, right? So I've noticed with players as it goes over the years, the majority, like every year, like more and more become more patient at the beginning, and they don't necessarily reveal their cards right away, which is it's how it should be done. But again, like you don't really like it's. Again, it's early, right? So you don't want to just kind of set your opinion now, and it's gonna.
You're not gonna. You're reserving judgment, but you're not necessarily feeling it out the gate so far. However, I think a lot of the personality, in my opinion, would be on this blue tribe. They have the most drama. I'd say the less kumbaya.
Jaemeel. Not impressed.
Not impressed. Well, perhaps that's a good segue. Jaemeel, how are you feeling about tonight's episode, and how is the season tickling your fancy?
So in terms of notes, here's my notes. If you can kind of see,
well,
not too long.
You have the floor, sir.
Not too bad. Blue Tribe. I'll be quick. Annie is a moron and completely unaware of what's going on in this game. She's delusional. Shoe Bandit is the stupidity at the height of stupidity. Why would anyone know it's not him? Jeremiah is like the Joker. There needs to be a supercut of him just laughing because he cackles. Why is Sophie wearing the warmest outfit when the complaints are it's so warm? Where did she get that pajama set?
Right.
There you go.
You think maybe that some of her her inability, like she says she's got brain fog quite a bit. Do you think it's because she's so hot? Like she's got all that
maybe
the layers.
Maybe she's wearing like a snuggie during tribal.
It's
Yeah.
cold.
So all your notes were about the Blue Tribe there.
Oh no.
Jaemeel.
I was just doing the Blue Tribe. I have
Okay.
other notes for
Oh,
other
since
tribes.
we're on them, and now they are down 2. They have lost 2 members. Jason, I thought this was some of this was pretty entertaining for me tonight. I thought. I thought some of the dynamics in the Red Tribe were fun.
Definitely had a good time with this episode. The Blue Tribe, don't know how the game works though, because they teamed up 3 of them to find the idol. Then they didn't even try to like spin it on Jeremiah because he's their 4th. And then also Sophie tried to hide the chest for herself, even though they were all in the same area. And then finally, the main guy who had the idol just gave it up to Annie. And then at the tribal, he says, I hope nobody here has an idol. And they all looked at him like, we all know you have an idol. So it was confusing at best. The challenge was theirs to lose, which they of course did because they all have brain fog because they haven't eaten in, I guess, 6 or 7 days now. And, Hina is just wrecking house, and it makes perfect sense because once again, this is the thing I don't like about Survivor, and it happens 1 in 4 seasons or 2 in 4 seasons, where one team just gets wrecked and wrecked and wrecked and wrecked. But Jeff made a good point that the people who make it out of these tribes end up making it far into the series because they have to start playing the game on day 1. I think Hina, once their losing streak stops, they're not going to know what to do. So there's some. I've taken some good with the bad with the Blue Tribe, but watching them tonight struggle over this like find the idol challenge, I was like, what are you doing? Like, what are you all doing?
Yeah.
The kumbaya-ness of it all definitely came into play. Everybody can't be on the same team, right? They can't all be one alliance.
Well,
can I ask a question
someone?
to Jason?
Sure. Of course.
Jason, are you telling me that Sophie should have just like, I'm gonna go intercept Jeremiah and take the idol case and go with her, take it with her to Jeremiah and tell Jeremiah to come with me?
I don't even know what the play
But,
there
like,
was.
Why did Alex even involve Jake in the beginning?
Because that's his bro.
Because they're
But, like,
bromance.
It just like it fell apart at that moment. Like he should have never involved because Jake wasn't doing anything anything anyways.
My biggest frustration was literally just that they didn't even try to be like they all just folded. They were like, "No, well, we're over here looking for an idol." They didn't just try to one of them be like, "Hey, come over here. We're looking for clues over this way," or something. Like they didn't try anything. They were like, he's our 4th, which is now him going at the end of the episode like, I'm the last person to find out everything from this group, so he's going to be a thorn in their side going forward, right? And that's what always happens. This is Survivor. They've all seen it. I don't know why. It's like I always say with professional wrestling, in story, wrestlers don't watch wrestling. They get attacked from behind so much that it's like, have you seen this show before? And sometimes when I'm watching Survivor, I'm like, you're on Survivor. You've probably applied to Survivor 10 times, finally got on, and you're not playing it properly. You're not playing Survivor the way you were playing on your couch at home. Now, that might just be that thing where they're like, when you get out here, it's completely different, but also try stuff, especially this early in the game.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, for me, what was interesting with this idol play tonight was how normally you would think it's more individualistic. I guess more like the Sophie mentality of like, I'm going to try to keep this for myself. But there's also this kind of feeling like I don't want to be sketchy and I don't want to be seen as looking for idols or being on my own. I am afraid of being isolated and labeled as, oh, that's the person we have to get out next. So there's this mentality. And this is not necessarily a new phenomenon, but something I guess is becoming more common, where it's like, okay, I have a clue to this idol. I'm going to share it not just with one person, but maybe everybody on the tribe, so that they all know I have it. And then we're sharing the idol as like a team. This will help us out at Merge. It's my idol, but I could give it to you to save you later. So there's kind of like this I'm looking for the idol, and I have the idol, but I'm making you part of it, so it's all okay now. And I think what the result here is for the guy who has the idol,
Alex?
Alex.
Al. I just don't know. Like, it's kind of it. Does it have? I think it's still effectual in the sense they know he has it, so it's like they could try to flush it out, but the other effect that I think I've noticed more and more, when people know you have an idol, they are somewhat hesitant to take that shot to try to like blindside you and try to get you to not play the idol and take you out, because there's a risk to that if like, then he might try to come back at me, even though it's not like Big Brother where you're going to be able to put somebody up. It's like, it's still the democracy of the tribe. And if you have the numbers, you're still okay.
Dave, this is what's going to happen though. They're going to have, a tribe swap, and what's going to happen, right? It's like, we're going to stay. What's the tribe called? Not Hina.
Keely.
Hina's the yellow tribe.
Or Elu.
Keely Strong.
Keely's the blue tribe.
Yeah, they're going to stay Keely Strong with 2 people on that new tribe.
Well, remember Stephanie and what was his name? Bubba.
Stephanie DeGrosso.
Yeah, and was it Bubba Ray or what was his name?
Yeah.
Okay. The other guy that was like when their tribe got decimated down just to 2 people, if you recall. Anyway, I thought you're is that at the end of your thought?
I just for once wanted to see Blue have a comeback. I just for once, I don't mean specifically this team. I just mean the team that's getting just wrecked. I just want to see. It happens sometimes. There's a bit of a turnaround. I want to see Hina in shambles at least, because they've been dominating.
No. Next time they lose, they should lose 2 members. Just speed up the game.
It's a sinking
I want
ship.
a 6-episode season.
Put them out of their mystery. This blue tribe are dead on arrival. Foster, like in tonight's challenge, which I thought tonight's challenge actually was pretty entertaining.
It was awesome.
That fact that there was this disadvantage that Red had this, because Jawan wins this advantage. He could have made it an individual advantage. He ends up making it a tribe advantage, and he gets to assign the 20 pounds of coconuts plus extra like locks and stuff to one of the 2 tribes, feeling bad for the blue tribe as Jason does. They assign it to the yellow Hina, who comes back.
Don't get me wrong. I still think that he should have just piled on Blue. Sorry to interrupt, but don't get me wrong. I still wanted blood in the water. Sorry, Dave.
No, it's okay. Well, I guess like I'm just trying to ask, like, Foster, what was like if you're in Red's spot there and they have that choice? Like, I guess first question is, did you like this twist tonight? Second was, if you had that choice like they did, do you put it on the already weakened Blues, or do you go after the yellow tribe?
Well, I feel like I had my neighbors over watching the episode, and when they were making the decision after Jeff told them what the disadvantage was going to be, I said to them, like, there's no way they did not come into that challenge already knowing which tribe they were going to choose, right? So there must have been,
but not knowing the specifics of what.
Yeah. I feel like because I don't think it was like in the because it didn't look like they didn't show anything of like them talking or discussing. It was like just Jawan's, vote, right? So I
think they had talked about what they were going to do.
Yeah.
Like, I think they knew they were going to be able to assign something to one of the 2 tribes. They just didn't know what it meant.
No, that's what I mean. Yeah, like I feel like regardless of what the disadvantage was, but when Jeff said the disadvantage, which I thought was pretty significant, 20 pounds is not a lot of weight. However, when you've been there for how many days, despite you eating or not, it's still a disadvantage. And it wasn't like it was a backpack. It was like a one strap,
like a sack.
that was like not a sack that was like not ideal to carry around with this type of challenge. And the key thing I thought was I guess that was just a little bit extra. Like it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Because it's just literally just like getting through the 10 keys, like as long as you have composure, right, you just get through it, right? But I again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that's ever been done as part of a a journey where a tribe disadvantage was given for a
I
challenge.
can't remember this particular version of that where you send three people to compete against each other, and it was interesting them getting to choose who they got to target between their opponents and creating more of this three-way dance. I actually thought it was pretty interesting.
I thought it was great. I thought it was a nice change of pace. I hate it when it's like a foregone conclusion that somebody's going to lose their vote. It's still possible, but the fact that the person who won got to choose what they wanted, and this guy, he needed this real bad. I think he still should have taken the personal advantage, but he came back with good news for his whole tribe, and he was on the bottom. So
yeah. Becky, do you agree with Jason that Jawan made the wrong decision in choosing the tribe advantage versus the personal advantage?
Yeah, I was gearing for him to choose the personal advantage because I figured, the tribe is already it would just delay the process of him being on the bottom anyways, because he'd already made some mistakes back at camp. So I was like, well, your tribe is still gonna not like you. You're just gonna stick around a little bit longer. So I figured if he took the personal advantage, at least he might have a bigger shot at trying to push himself along than
right. Well, he's kind of on the bottom on his tribe, right?
Mhm.
And so whether he realizes this or not is not really made clear, but he does need it whether he realizes it or not. But he's like, well, no, I'm going to win goodwill with my tribe, and I guess the choice is also if he chooses like a personal advantage or whatever, then he has to come back and explain to his tribe. He has to make something up. He has to make up some kind of cover story. And I guess how confident he is or isn't in being able to sell that, whatever that is, to them, right? Who are going to be naturally suspicious. Jaemeel, is that even,
He had zero chance of being able to convince those folks. The way that he was talking previously, there was no chance that anything
You're
that
so-
he was saying
yeah.
would come. Like, at least he had good news to provide. I agree. He should have went for the individual
immunity
immunity, but the extra
or the
vote,
advantage,
steal a vote.
steal a vote.
But at the same time, oh my gosh, this dude is unless there's a tribe swap soon, he is gone.
But
But
Jaemeel, let's say it's you in this situation, right? And
Well,
you
I'm
get-
able to talk to people better.
You're
than
going to
Juwan.
take the personal advantage in that, whatever it was, right?
Well, if I was in Juwan's position,
Yes.
yes.
But what's your cover story? You come back to the beach and you say, guys, this is what happened.
It was a game of basketball. I lost.
But aren't they going to eventually
No one
find
would,
out?
Jaemeel, no one would believe that. I'm sorry.
If I was Juwan,
Like,
The joke still applies to Jawan, Jaemeel. Jason's dying because he knows what I'm referring to. This is like No Family Guy where they have the clip where it's like they're talking about basketball, right? And the guy, the janitor's just like, he's like, can I play? Like, no, just us for a while.
Well,
This is-
I'm just saying. There's 5 people here. I believe only one person on this screen has played for a basketball team. I'm just saying.
No, I know.
It's not me.
I'm making a dark joke, Jaemeel, or a racist joke. I'm just saying dumb.
You could have just left it as a dark joke.
Yeah. This
Well, I'm trying to be.
happened
You know what?
there.
I'm trying to be like Jawan and be honest.
Okay, I'm going to try to segue from here, and say, Jaemeel. Okay, I personally choosing to take the tribe advantage because I don't believe I can sell this idea. I'm coming back and saying what because I think they're going to find out that you didn't lose the basketball game because eventually there might be information exchanged. And who are the other two? It was Matt and the Canadian Alberta
Jake.
guy there. Jake, right?
Jake.
Or Kyle.
No.
Jake is Canadian, and so is
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking of Alex is who I was getting confused with for a second. Okay, so
Alex
Jake
works in Parliament. He's a bootlicker.
in the U.S. Parliament.
Sorry.
What was his thing on the first day? He loves to. What was it? Not brown nose. He loves to kiss ass. That was his thing. He's like, it's like my favorite hobby is to kiss ass. I'm like, what? That's what he said in the first episode. He's just like, I love to, make people feel good about themselves, and like, that's what you do in my job, and it makes me look good and all that. I'm like, yeah, all the power to you, man. But we're on Survivor. This is not the place to shine everyone's shoes.
I'm not sure about Alex, because I think this is all of a sudden I find out in the episode he's allied strongly with Annie, and I was like, what? Like, everything I've been led up into this point in the episode is giving me this impression that he's ready, like he wants to cut Annie too. Like, Annie's on the bottom. He's definitely more with Sophie and Jake, and I guess.
But that was like one of the first alliances that was made. He's like, I love G-MILFs, and you happen to be a G-MILF, so we're gonna team up.
Right. And so that
was good. That was good, Jason. I like that. He's like, what? You have your relationship with your mom? No, just my boss and my teachers, and like he played it off real well.
She's like, don't call me your mom, and I'm your sister. And at the same time, he goes, aunt.
No. You're doing Survivor Cap now. Yes, thank you. Welcome.
Keldon is a regular viewer on our show. Hey, did you see this one?
Oh, hey, did you see this one? Glad to have you with us. Yeah, well, okay. So anyway, I'm
okay. Dave, did you like Janet praying for the crab? I'm calling her Janet.
Did I?
Savannah?
No, not Savannah wasn't the one who prayed.
Other Sophie or
other Sophie?
No.
I think Sophie without the E.
No, Sophie with the E is on on Yellow Tribe. This is Red Tribe.
Oh, Sophie with the I.
Red Tribe doesn't have a Sophie.
That's why I'm saying you guys are wrong. There's two Sophies, one on yellow, one on blue, right? There's Savannah, right? And then there's Janet and Sage, right?
Oh,
Sage, yeah.
Janet, yeah.
No,
which of these people?
Sage is the one who's intense, who's in the background behind Juwan.
Yes.
Janet, it's in the middle, and then there's Savannah.
Okay.
Right beside Nate.
Janet is actually who?
We're gonna call her Janet. I'm gonna make it happen.
But I'm trying to understand who Janet is. Janet is.
She's the hippie, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That's not her name though.
I'm calling her Janet.
It's already said Shannon, yeah. Shannon and Janet.
Foster's traffic.
Yeah,
Shannon.
You mean Janet?
Number 5.
It's Shannon now.
I'm calling her Janet. There's Savannah, Janet, and Sage.
Excellent hill to die on, Jaemeel. I love you.
I'm gonna be like, who's Janet? Like the whole season. And like, oh, Shannon is Janet. All right. Well, I got good at my cheat sheet here.
Did you like her praying for the crab?
Did they kill the crab? They ate the crab.
They ate the crab.
Jane was not happy. She's like, no, don't leave the crab alone. Don't eat the crab. She was very upset. I was like, well,
that looked like a tasty lunch. I just came back from PEI. I could go for some crab right now.
Yeah.
It was fire and cinema and absolute vibes.
Okay, now
love me
the
some
young person in the background knew all those words. Hey,
that's a good. I'm glad you bring that up, Jason, because I think there was a few times in this episode where I guess I'm over 40 now, and I'm starting to feel like I guess I'm not young anymore. I don't know, just like was it Nate right on Red Tribe there?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nate Moore, right? He's 47. He's a bit older than me. But
no.
all the kids.
No Marvel reference.
He was very quiet tonight.
Yes.
He didn't make a Marvel reference.
He did not. He did not make a Marvel reference. Just an old reference or a young old thing, where he was just like, all the kids are saying fire now. Is that true? Does anyone else can corroborate this?
Do kids say fire now?
Wait, what?
Do kids say fire now?
Fire? Like, what is
That's fire. That's
fire.
That's fire. That's fire. That's fire.
6'7"?
6'7", yeah.
I think they've moved on from fire. That might be like a.
Not really.
That might be more of a Gen Z thing.
Might be an elder Gen Z thing.
Yeah.
Gen Z thing.
Okay.
does, but...
All right. Well, that's fire. That's fire. Now, to me, that was like, well, is that just the new version of That's Cool?
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
awesome.
Generations behind.
That's rad.
That's cool.
What was Bob?
Can we just? I had to. I was going to save this till the end, but I feel like I need to play it now just because of the terminology.
That's radical, dude.
And Jeff Probst just made me smile so much tonight when he goes, "That's so cool." Let's have a look.
People taking falls and rolling around. You want to do a little survival on day 5? Here you go. Here goes Rizzo. Rizzo tries something very cool. Doesn't quite work. Boy, baby. Tries it again. Really interesting approach.
So cool.
Try something really cool. Like, I don't know, is like trying to break your neck or like, go back first.
He was doing it like a high jump.
I know, yeah. He was like, I think that's what Jeff was like. The ingenuity here. We have new guys at Survivor who are going to try new back leaps. Like I think that's what Jeff is hoping will be innovated and just challenge approaches and techniques and those kinds of things. Foster, did that part, make you go, Rizzo is some kind of innovator? Coming off of last week's episode,
I thought he was gonna fold in half when he hit the rope there. Man, Jay,
it seems like
he looked like he was gonna clothesline from the back when he did that, and he just
looked like
missed it.
It could have gone very badly for him, or at least he could have been hurt. But luckily he seemed okay. But what did you think of his comeback in episode 1, where he beat Alex?
It was funny because my neighbor was saying, she's like, I loved how he went over and cheated on the puzzle, and he just like no shame, he just goes over and he's just. But like I felt like with that challenge being so focused because it was just him and Alex, like Rizzo I thought he was really funny commentary. I thought, I feel like he's going to be good for the confessionals for the rest of the season. The way that he speaks, the way that he conducts himself, like I don't know in terms of the actual game, but like he was referring to what I was starting the podcast about. Like he is one of the actual few that have stood out as a cool personality. That's someone that you just enjoy wanting to hear. Like you have it kind of every season where, they're good or bad. It doesn't matter. Like they stand out for their actual, like their just mentality.
They're a good character on the show.
Yeah, they're enjoyable, right? And I feel like for him, like right now, his confessional, but like that challenge was really funny to watch because, he's like, he was like, I was down, and I came back, and like he did get emotional, which is understandable, like because it takes, sometimes in those moments and stuff, right? But I mean, Alex was just again like, I think Alex looks a little bit too much of himself. When all said and done so far with everything that's happened, like he's fallen short too many times.
Well, Foster, let me stop you there because there's something we did in the first podcast that I think is a good, at least works for this season, where we know 2 people are going to be on season 50 from this cast.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so last week we all kind of guessed like who we thought those 2 people will be, and we're going to see if it's going to change episode to episode. And for me, it is changing for at least tonight because I originally went with...
Yeah, I was going to say, who were the picks for everyone from the first episode, first of all?
So last week, I picked Steven and Savannah. Although, after this episode, I'm like, Steven who? He was barely in the episode. Savannah got quite a bit of play in this one. Then we had Jason predicted Rizzo and Matt last week. Becky had MC and Matt. And Jaemeel...
I've changed at least one of mine.
Yeah, Jaemeel had Matt and Savannah. So 3 of us had picked Matt, and 2 of us had Savannah. So I'm changing it this week. I'm changing it to Rizzo and Savannah.
I'm also changing mine to Rizzo and Savannah.
Okay. And Becky, would you like to submit your...
I'm going to stay with mine. MC and Matt.
MC and Matt and Jaemeel?
I'm going to go Matt and... Matt and Sophie with an I.
Sophie with an I. She might be. She was the one who did like the cross and all
That's
that.
That's a good guess. If she keeps that up, the people are gonna love it.
Yeah. That's a winner. And Foster, we need your picks this week for of this cast.
So right now, after this episode, I'd say I'm gonna go like honestly, my first pick is Jake. Just because of how the cast looks for 50, like it just I can kind of like just because, especially because we know Joe's on it, I feel like that right now that's a good pick. Um,
You think
and then
Jake
the
and
other
Joe
one,
will be a good pair?
I feel like they'd be bromancing, but I feel like that would fizzle out quickly.
I think Joe and Alex too could be a potential.
Um, but yeah, I'd say the other one, like I think MC is a really good choice, Becky. Like it's interesting because, like I said, I was talking to my neighbors when they were here, and like she's like, and I can't remember her name. She was the basketball player last season. She was like rapping and stuff. She kind
Oh,
of
Star.
star. Where
Star
like
was great.
like
My enemies are plotting.
like it's almost like MC is like that, like the premium version of Star.
If I
You know,
could
like
just
she's tall, she's
can
athletic.
I just interrupt you for a second? I just need a little
Yeah.
bit of that.
Let's see here. I said, I said, My enemies are plotting. What? My enemies are plotting. But where they at? Though my enemies are plotting. On me? On me?
On me?
But yeah, no,
Nick
that's
Mary?
still good callback though. But yeah, I see MC a lot, but in terms of like she puts up and shuts up, instead of like Star where it's like the other way around, right? She was more talk than game, or like actual abilities. Because like MC, I thought she's killing it right now in my opinion, like for the physical challenges and stuff, right? But yeah, like I mean, her Rizzo. I mean, you guys have already had like 2 weeks to figure this out. I'm trying to get it. Like I said, Jake, I think is the solid number one for me of the two. And then I got to pick somebody at some point, right? So I'll just I'll go with Rizzo just for the personality right now.
Okay, I thought you would go with MC originally there, but
No, I know, but I feel like I said Becky, that's a good pick, right? Like I feel like but she hasn't been this social
is
as
Rizzo
much as like
and-
Rizzo.
MC. Or
Who you two?
Jake.
Oh,
and
Jake and Rizzo.
Rizzo.
Oh, two men. Ooh.
Yeah,
There's no
I'm
way.
not
Coming
saying,
this fall to
oh,
CBS.
there's no
Jake and
way it's
Rizzo.
gonna be.
there's
both
no
of
way
them,
it's two
but,
men from this season. It's going to be a man
No.
and a woman for sure.
But speaking of 50 though, on a side note, D, the former, I can't remember which season it was. She was the winner of whatever that season was.
45, I want to say.
Yeah, because she's on 50, and she's actually on the latest season of the challenge that I'm watching right now. Like I think I'm like 4 or 5 episodes in. I'm like a few episodes behind, but she's on this season with a bunch of other season 40 players, like or not
Marianne?
40 players, so just in general. Like Michaela's on it. And she was on it with like Jay a long time ago. And now I'm getting brain fog, as Sophie would say. Or was it? Yeah, Sophie was saying, which I've never heard a cast member say that either. Brain fog. I never heard them say that in Survivor before, where it's completely blank.
Yeah, I don't even know. At least they kept it together, I guess, and didn't have any kind of meltdown. Not like a Vince on Big Brother, if you know that reference. But Jaemeel knows. Maybe Becky. Not sure. Okay, well, sorry.
Anyways, back to So I'd say Jake. I know it's not gonna be two men, but Jake and Rizzo. If we're gonna go with a female, then I'll say MC then. If we're gonna do like girl or boy.
Yeah. And so MC and what's your guy's name there?
Jake?
Jason.
Oh well, no, wait.
They were both alternates, Foster. I don't know if you realized this, but they were.
Oh,
both
MC was too.
MC and Jason.
Oh,
And
she didn't say that. I remember Jason saying that
Right.
in the first episode.
Yeah, 'cause
which
they
I thought
pulled
was
people from basically
Yeah.
the day before the show, like day before they started filming. And
I guess that could be for a number of reasons, eh?
passing notes, talking
Hmm.
when they're not supposed to. That was
Oh, okay.
right.
I'll
I have a
just
theory
like
about
that.
Savannah and why she gets on to the next season. She finally did the thing where she did a newscaster voice for what's happening. If she continues to do this all the way through, but also I think she's going to be a heel if she's a heel newscaster through this whole season, I think that's what I want. That's why she's
She poops in
on
the
my
ocean,
fantasy
Jason.
team.
That's
Well,
gonna keep her going.
we all poop in the ocean at some point in our lives.
Now, I have a question here I don't know the answer to, but is it safe to poop in the ocean? Because could there be salt water going up your bum and then causing some kind of long-term
Like a
deal?
bidet, like a natural bidet.
No, I mean, like it gets up there and
An
gets
enema.
trapped.
Like the
I don't
salt.
I think it's healthy. I think it's healthy, Dave.
I don't know.
think it's
I'm not
healthy
just
food.
saying the salt's the problem, just the water in general.
No, it doesn't get trapped up there.
No,
an exit.
This is a public safety announcement that it's okay to poop in the ocean. Well, maybe
Don't quote me on that. I'm not a doctor.
Not a doctor.
I've never heard it's not medically advisable, but this came up while we were watching it tonight. Jane and I, we were like, "Is that medically safe?"
They've been
So
awkward.
if
dumplings
if anyone
since
out
the
there is
beginning of
listening-
Survivor,
So if anyone out there is listening that wants to try it out and it doesn't work out, you can blame Dave Mater.
Yeah.
Because he endorses
Well,
pooping in the ocean. We
Yeah,
tried to
like,
come to the
well, I'm
conclusion.
trying to think of what is this worst case scenario? What happens to this person? And
You get swept away with the poop.
and I'm on the hook for that. Like they get swept away with it.
my wife would the poop just wash up on shore, and I'm like, no, you
Wouldn't it like float up and hit you in the face or something? Like
How deep in the water are you going?
I don't know. Is it in the shallow water?
Are you putting your face in the water right where you?
I don't know. Maybe not. I think I'm going to deep water if I'm going to do it. But
I'm going to the other side of the island or
Water
around the corner for any sort of bodily function.
right. Like this must. Like, they never talk about this etiquette of like the bathroom and how that works because you're not supposed to be like off looking for idols. But once in a while you got to go and you're going to want some privacy.
I thought there was a latrine situation that they did. I remember them talking about latrines.
Yeah,
I
there
thought I
was
saw- I thought I saw-
last
I thought I saw a porta potty in the distance one time.
Could be for
Oh.
the crew
Okay.
though.
No, I'm kidding.
They have to dig their hole.
Yeah, maybe dig. You gotta
Yeah.
dig deep.
Well, I remember like, when Sari was last on the show, how long ago that was, but her son came to visit her and he was like shocked that you would, the one who played on Big Brother actually. Do you remember? I can't remember what J something. Anyway, guys, I'm trying to think about where we've been jumping around all the time. We haven't talked about what?
Brain frog.
I'm having brain fog. I'm having
Brain frog.
Brain frog.
Brain
Well,
frog.
we haven't really talked much about the Yellow Tribe. I want to get into
Tina.
that a bit.
They're great.
Tina.
I
They
like
seem to be
them.
doing great.
It's sunshine,
Except Christina.
except Christina. Yeah.
That
What-
that whatever that is, that laugh or
Yeah.
that like
No,
scream.
she was like trying to cheer them on. And I'm like, she's gonna lose her voice.
Yeah. Well, they sat
Also,
her out
her
of the
reaction when their team was chosen, she was like, "Oh yeah, like it was a real hard choice to pick us." I was
right.
like, wow.
But then they had to choose who to sit out of the challenge, carrying the 20 pound of coconuts, and she was the one who got to,
Mhm.
Yeah.
be off of that. And I guess that made sense because she didn't seem like she was necessarily the strongest build of the rest of them. So, that seemed tactical. And she's got a great cheer to her. You got Matt there. He seems like he's doing well. There was a lot of I guess in the early part of the episode, all three tribes were saying like, okay, well, we don't want to go to tribal, but if we do, this is who was on the bottom. These are the dynamics. It's always kind of the same story. There's 4 people versus usually 2 people, or maybe it's 5 versus 1, if there is kind of someone really annoying. But in the Yellow Tribe, I'm trying to remember. It was like it's Jason. No, it's Matt,
Steven,
MC,
MC, Christina,
Christina.
and then MC was the last person to be brought into the group, and then Sophie was the person that they were. Sophie with an E was the person that they were looking to take out. MC, feeling a little bit bothered by the fact that she was the last one brought in, went and told Sophie with an E that they were plotting against her.
Right. Oh, that's right. Yes. Thank you for reminding me of that. And she's kind of in the same position. So MC's, basically in the same position that Jeremiah is on the Blue Tribe, where he's kind of like the 4th person in this alliance and sort of at the bottom of it, don't necessarily like that. So are saying, oh, yeah, I'm with you, but are not really with them because who wants to be number 4 in that situation? So yeah, that was kind of an interesting dynamic with MC tonight. Now Jason is the one on that tribe. I don't know where he stands. Like, is he just the he's just
He's the puzzle master.
He's the puzzle master. Are they intimidated
He's the one
by
with the
him?
wig.
The wig.
They
They
can't let
say.
it. He's wearing. Well, there was somebody who said that this is definitely a wig.
I said that last week.
Yeah, I think it's just he's got a great conditioner. I think that's all it is. And
Like
Jimmy.
cloth.
Yeah, Foster. I'm not sure what to make of him because I guess are they just like we can't let him get to the merge. He's gonna win all the puzzles, and therefore we like Jason, but there's he's too dangerous to having an alliance.
There's not enough puzzles. In the end game, there's not enough puzzles, so you can absolutely risk it, right? Versus someone who's physical.
Yeah.
Like there's more like a stretch of physical. If you're a physical competitor, you can just beast through the physical things.
You can Joe through it.
But like puzzles come so infrequently, or at the tail end.
They're always at the end. Almost every challenge has a puzzle.
Maybe Matt will
Yeah.
be the last one to make the fire.
But is Jason beating Matt in the physical component of it?
Like you saw tonight's result, where in a team effort, the blue team has Jake, who's just the big strong guy, but like they've lost every challenge, and so I think it just kind of comes down to
Because they suck at puzzles.
do you think that because they focus a lot on Matt making fire? Do you think maybe it's to like foreshadow in the end, like he's one of the final 2 to make the fire?
they're not going to let him go. Matt's going to get eliminated before fire.
You think
no,
so?
There's no way they'll let that man make fire.
They think he's 70 years old. Somebody
Yeah,
thought,
that too, eh?
yeah, Matt is 51, I think. I know he's got like a lot of gray in there, but who said he tonight?
I think it was Alex. I think Alex was like, "We got this big juice head and the 71-year-old. I got this basketball thing in the bag."
Right. But he didn't. It was Jake who played the basketball, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Jake,
saying.
Jawan,
And Jake's
Or
like 30.
Jawan, not Alex. My bad. I have a Jawan. I meant.
Jawan.
It was Jawan. Jawan's 28. Okay, so he thinks Matt is 70. Okay, just making sure I understand.
It's like you're a million years old.
You're a million years old, but then, well, it was close. I wouldn't say Jawan won by much.
No, he run by a coconut most likely.
You won by 1 coconut, so I guess it comes down to a little bit more hustle, but it's marginal. If you can turn that on there. Yeah, I think like my guy Steven there on that yellow tribe is the other one I'm not really sure about. Where he's gonna fit into the season. He was really quiet in this episode, so I'm kind of that's why he's not on my season 50 picks for this week, just because I'm like, seems like his story's not that interesting. Not like Rizzo, who's doing backflips over ropes, and Savannah, who's pooping in the ocean and giving these great like newscaster things, and she's having that conflict tonight with Jawan as well. What did Jawan do? Like put the bugs in her bag or use her bag to
He took her bag to get
collect
sticks while he was
firewood?
looking. Yeah,
and then let her figure out that the bugs were in there. She's like, "Oh, did you use my bag?" And he's like, "Yeah, I did."
And then he let her clean it out, and then she was like, she was fuming, but she's holding it together. She's an interesting TV character at the very least.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's why she's kind of still high on my radar for somebody who not just because I have her in the draft, but also because I think she's going to be someone the producers really like. Jeremiah is also someone I would definitely consider. Depending on how far he goes in this season, they production clearly loves him. You might not like him. You may not be a fan of his cackle. But he is.
A voice acting gig right after.
I'm the Joker, baby.
Well, I'd watch it if Jeremiah's playing the Joker. I thought Jeremiah tonight was really interesting. Like his whole thing there with Annie, where he was like, Annie bossing people around, but I just tell her I love her and she can have whatever, but she's eating all the coconut. She drinks all the coconut juice. Like, he's just got like that cattiness that I think Jeff would really appreciate. Jeff did draft Jeremiah in this, so I haven't even talked about the season with Jeff yet, but he seems like more of like a throwback to that, like, Jerry, what's her name? Manthe? Jerry, the one who won on Survivor Australia, the villain there.
Spoilers.
I'm getting sort of similar.
Spoilers for 20 years ago.
Spoilers for over 20 years ago.
Over 20 years ago.
Yeah, Survivor Australia. She didn't. She didn't win. Everyone. So, also spoilers. Anyway, any other thoughts about tonight's episode? Is there anything we didn't get into? More notes. Give your notes.
The notes. Okay. Well, while Julio's looking, I wanted to for the journey. Have they ever done like a versus and then they don't lose their vote? I thought I've seen that before.
There have been journeys where it's not about losing a vote per se. There have been other penalties. This was different. Like this idea of like the three of them are going against each other, and it comes down to kind of an advantage disadvantage, which was a lot better. I think that the losing a vote is not interesting. I don't think it matters. I think sure it makes it uncomfortable for a player, and I guess if you're but you normally at this part of the season, I'm not that invested in anybody. So if they have to like work harder to get around this lose a vote thing, it doesn't matter. And usually what they do is they just freak the hell out that they don't have a vote, and they just tell everyone on their tribe, and it kind of makes them a target. And it's kind of like, well, but why does it matter? The only good result, I guess, of that is that people are a little hesitant to go on these journeys. They don't know if it's going to be a good thing or a bad thing, and I think there is a certain benefit to like that.
I knew Jake was going to be like, "I'll go." I knew it. Everybody else was apprehensive except Jake was like, "I'll go."
Jake, it was Matt wanted to go, but also MC, I think, and they ended up doing the rock paper scissors, and that's why I decided always on rock paper scissors. You play paper, because chances are the other one's going to play rock. Everyone thinks rock.
Rock.
Never play scissor, because unless that person's going to think paper. It's a very complicated game. It's that's why it's so fair.
You guys want to hear my fantasy team for this year? You guys play a little different than we do. So we pick 2 people from each tribe. This is like the official global Survivor rules. We start with 2 people from each tribe, and then 1 person out of those 6 is your MVP. And your MVP gets like more points when they do things like win challenges or find idols or cry. Cry points is a very real thing in this game. Whenever people cry, I yell cry points. But I picked Steven MC from Hina. I picked Jake and Jeremiah from Keeley by accident. Forgot that they were the 2 Canadians. I never take the Canadians. I never think that they have what it takes, except for the time I took the Canadian and she won the whole shit. And from Uli, I have Savannah and Sage because she's a wild card. Yeah. And then overall, my MVP is MC because I think MC has the goods. And we haven't had a woman win in a while, and I think that she's like the complete package. And by a while, I mean 1 season.
1 season. last season we had
Kyle,
Kevin, right?
Kevin won.
Kevin won over Joe and Ava.
Kyle beat Ava.
Oh, it was Kyle.
But but Kyle was like the first man to win since
Gabler,
yeah.
Oh, sorry, Yum
Yum. Jam Jam. Sorry, Jam Jam.
Yum.
Just all these parody names.
Yeah, Jam Jam. Yeah, and you'll be like, "Do you remember Janet?" I'm like, "Is that? You mean Sage or no Shannon?"
Shannon.
Trying to remember.
We're gonna call her Janet.
Jameel's code names for these players. There was like that one who played Big Brother Canada who he named Beth, or was it
No, right? They actually called her Beth.
They called her Beth too. Her real name wasn't Beth.
Yeah, but like everyone who watched live feeds and even on the show, the people on the show called her Beth. So
yeah, she was with
Mickey.
Yeah.
So you'll get a little bit of side insight throughout this season when I'm on about how I'm doing with my separate fantasy. I won last season. I don't think I'm going to win this season.
What's your MC?
What?
You have MC.
Yeah, but that doesn't really dictate if you win. It's based off points. So
Right. So you need the whole package here. Because with MC, she's like, I'm trying to think of that winner for, not last season, but the season before that, Rachel, when Rachel won. That's who I think that's what MC's story potentially is. And MC, I guess the question might be, if they are going, we know they're taking two people from the season. Would they necessarily want the winner to be one of those two people? Or
they've taken some winners from the past couple of seasons too, with D and Kyle.
I noticed
Anna.
D is also playing the challenge this last season of the challenge. So if she's in season 50, right? So her dance card is full. They're playing it right now, right? Like season 50 is being played right now, I'm pretty sure.
Wait, no, didn't they already film 50?
let me have a look.
Dave's looking it up.
I thought that it was they ran while one was airing pretty much because it has to air in February.
Well, this season 49 was filmed this past April, so presumably 48 was filmed in June last of 2024.
So potentially it's already done.
It's already done. They would have done it pretty much. They probably would have done it in June.
They're casting.
Because again, like I said, D is on the challenge season, and that started a month and a half ago. So she would have probably done the challenge
last winter.
Yeah, so she would have done that, then Survivor.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I'm of the. I know there are a couple past winners for 50, but I don't think that's a good thing. I remember the original Survivor All Stars, and all those winners were kind of targeted early, and everyone's like, this isn't their shot. I feel like you get a similar dynamic here. I think having all winners is a really cool.
Boston Rob went home first or second or something, and it was like, man, let Boston Rob play. The people at home want to see him play.
Well, that was in the Heroes Villains. He went home early. It was also Rob's sister Nino who went early in All Stars. In that one, the Rob that sucks, as he's also known as sometimes, because not Boston Rob. So I hope there's not who are the past winners coming back for 50? Does anyone remember? And D's one of them, right?
D and Kyle.
Oh,
right?
Kyle.
And Kyle.
Yeah.
I had Kyle. I don't need Kyle to play again. He wasn't that entertaining the first time. I think there were a bigger character. I'd rather bigger.
Yeah, but he became a lawyer from prison or whatever.
He went to juvie for a week or something.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he was in prison. He tried to
He had
sell.
to write the bar in a prison cell.
I don't even know if he did. I think he just
That
maybe had
sounds
to
like Suits.
Yeah.
He had to use the books he was lifting every day
right
to study to become a lawyer.
Why was this episode called Cinema?
Because the slang. Someone said it's cinema. It's cinema.
Yeah. Absolute cinema.
Absolute
When they were fire vibes, cinema,
cinema,
all the Gen Z words.
Is that what they say? They say it's cinema?
Yeah.
Because
Rizzo was like, when you gave me that hug, it was so cinematic. Also,
See my head.
Right.
we
Tonight
got
we're
confirmation as well.
See?
who said tonight to Nate, you're about the same age as my dad?
Stop.
Riz God.
Rizzo, Riz God. Riz said to Nate's
The number
47.
one
He's a bit
Albanian.
older than me, but my son turned 23 today.
Yeah.
So, and how old's Rizzo? Rizzo's 25, so he's a little older than Eamon. So that kind of balances out here. And he was just like, "You're kind of like my dad, and that's cool." And I guess that's making it work well in the alliance. But I guess I'm on the other side of things now, guys. I guess less so Foster. He's the youngest one here.
back in my day, we said twerking YOLO swag.
What's happened to this world? What happened to all our cool terms? Is it even cool to say cool anymore? I don't even know.
YOLO.
All right.
I was with it, and then they
And
changed.
now they changed with what it is, and then it's gonna happen to you. So get ready.
Latex condom.
Back in my day, we used to say, "Hey."
I'm hoping next episode Nate does a Pepperidge Farms remembers.
Well, in this draft, and with Annie, this was our friend, my sister-in-law Amanda, lost her tonight. So we're just going to quickly cross her off from our draft board. She still has Sophie with an E over there, the one with the bladder issues. Am I right about that, or is that somebody else? It's Sage.
No,
Sophie.
no, it's Sage.
Sage. I get Sophie and Sage mixed up right now.
Don't worry. One of the Sophies isn't lasting long, and I believe it's this Sophie.
Yeah, this Sophie feels like she's
She
not
on
long
this
for
one.
this role.
Was she on?
Dude, she was on this episode. She was the one that MC talked to
Oh
about
yeah.
how they wanted to vote her out.
Right.
She's not long for this game. If they have two Sophies, she's going to be
Yeah.
yellow.
There can be only one, in my
She's
opinion.
going to be yellow Sophie and gone.
Yeah, but on Annie, we're crossing Annie off. Annie did not seem to play Survivor too well, and
Jeremiah's gonna put on Joker makeup and break a pool
Yes.
cue for them to figure it out.
Yes, let's have a quick look at Annie's exit.
This is why I love Survivor, because you never know what's going to happen. I thought I was on the top, ducking and jiving, being the puppet master, and I was the puppet. And they got me, and I'm proud of them, honestly. I didn't see it coming at all. This is the hardest thing I've ever done. It didn't pan out, but this was an amazing adventure. I mean, the first few days rocked. This moment does not rock.
I wish we could have heard what Jeremiah said when he held up the vote, because that would have been good, I think.
He's so expressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, I voted for you, Annie. And I've been waiting 5 days for this, and I'm glad it's happening. So, that's all we knew for Annie. I think I'm always okay with losing cast members who are not savvy to the game. I'd rather more strategic players make it to the end, right? So I feel like losing Annie, she's a personality, sure, but that's not what it all is. I'd rather have people who are more self-aware and could be a little bit more strategic, and with that knowledge, they're more willing to make a big cut or whatever it is, if it comes to it. Any response from the panel? No. Okay.
It's a good point.
I thought so.
Absolute cinema.
Yeah, absolute cinema. All right, we're gonna look ahead to the next episode. See if there's anything else we wanted to, touch on. I think it has to do with Jake getting bit by a snake. Jake the snake? Oh no!
No way! No way!
Too soon?
No way that this is gonna pan out like this. I'll talk about it after.
All right, let's have a look.
Next time on Survivor. That's how you do it.
She was saying this stuff about me.
If I wanted to get Sage out, I could do it.
Big snake just latched on me.
So scary.
This is a highly venomous snake. I'm worried about his life at this point.
Remember the times it seemed like somebody's going to attack somebody else with a machete?
Which time?
Like a couple seasons ago, that one of these ending sequences,
Yeah.
it showed her with the machete.
Was it Marianne? Like, here's
Yeah.
Marianne, and then
I'm gonna watch Survivor anyway, right? But this is definitely gonna get people to watch, but every single time I'm let down by these. Next time on Survivor, stay tuned for scenes from our next episode.
There's a massacre on the beach.
Yeah, we would have heard about it, I feel like.
flaming arrows
Somebody
coming or
died
something.
from a snake bite.
And you see them, they're like, oh, look, we got tie-dye shirts this episode.
Yeah.
It's like, damn you.
If you even want me to half worry about this or believe it, you have to show me some kind of a doctor or somebody
exactly.
saying whatever. But just this off-camera confessional from Alex, where he's just like, "I'm afraid for his life," and then you just cut to Jake. He's like, "Ugh, life." What?
Well, he said a snake latched on to me, but I feel like that might have been edited from something like I was saying it could have been something like a snake latched on to me, cut down to just that soundbite. And it's also kind of a metaphor. It's more of a metaphor for everybody trying to bite each other, get them out of the game.
Will he
That's
be
my
known
opinion.
as Jake the Snake moving forward?
I hope so.
He plays the rest of the game with the snakes latched
He
on.
has or the snake around.
He's just got the sack. He's always carrying it over his shoulder.
They all have their own bags, right? So he could put this in the bag.
Right. He's doing DDTs. He's hiding shoes.
Do you trust me?
Something else there. Like I'm not too. I think Jake will be fine. I'll be really shocked if there's any kind of medical emergency from this. But I guess we'll find out. I'm excited for the next episode. Survivor. This was a good episode. I think that some of the twists, the challenges tonight, I thought different things it all kind of came together mostly. I could have. The only thing I would have changed with the episode is I would have cut down some of that stuff at the front where it's like, well, who's on the bottom? But I guess that's good to know. I find that stuff really boring overall. I'm like, can we just yada yada yada? We're all going after Sage.
I just stopped complaining about it 2 seasons ago. I said what I had to say about these 90-minute episodes, and I've said what I've said.
You've just accepted it now.
Yeah,
this is the new normal, as they say.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Any final thoughts from the panel before we sign off tonight?
Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you, everyone. It's been a pleasure. We're going to be back in a week's time. Foster will not be. He's got a fantasy basketball draft. Right? So,
let's go.
How are they doing the draft, Foster? I don't understand this.
What do you mean?
How are they doing the draft?
How am I doing the draft?
How are they doing the draft?
Is it online? Is it
Oh yeah. I've got fantasy hockey tomorrow, fantasy hockey draft number 2 on Monday, and fantasy basketball next Wednesday. That time of year.
Yeah, and
I thought that was an OK Cupid hat.
No, but that's fair. That's tough but fair. Tough but fair. They did win, as you see. My Canadian boy Shea endured. So. Yeah, but that's tough but fair, Jason. It's okay.
All right. Well, we're gonna miss you next week, Foster. But maybe we'll have Jeff back with us. We'll see.
I'll come back if Jeff's coming back.
You're screw this draft. Jeff's there. I'm coming.
Just because I'm the commissioner of that league, I won't show up. I'll just be like, nah, I'm good.
Jason, what's going on Hey? Did you see this one tomorrow?
It's nothing. We're taking a week off because
that's right.
5 Thursdays.
Well deserved.
However, the reason why my background is still GoldenEye from last Thursday is because Jaemeel Robinson himself was on the show for our 200th episode. I decided
nice
to
job.
Thank you very much. It was a great episode. We had a great time. We had about 20 different videos submitted congratulating us. So thank you to everybody that submitted a video. I'd also like to let everybody know that the video on demand version, I slacked off. I had people here from Halifax all weekend. The on demand version actually isn't up yet. That'll be going up tomorrow at 6 p.m. So if you want to watch it edited down slightly, it's really not that much shorter. It'll be up there for on demand. The audio version is up now, and Jaemeel is a great guest, and I'd like to have him back. But I will let everybody know that this month, October, is the Grimoire Familiar Killers, our flagship show where we, talk about the big four. However, we're finished with Chucky. We're just about done with Freddy Krueger. So we're starting with Scream. We're moving to Scream, and that's the first movie that we're going to cover.
Wow, that's a good one.
Tomorrow. Yeah,
You've been doing some bangers lately. You got GoldenEye, one of my favorite movies, let alone Bond movies. Really well done. I hope you came to that conclusion. I didn't get to. I'll probably be watching the edited version.
Absolutely.
Episode.
I'll probably watch Scream because I love Scream.
It's a great film. It's a great movie.
Scream's really good.
Even 3.
4.
You've seen that, Foster? You've seen Scream?
Oh yeah. I haven't seen the newest one with what was it, Jenna Ortega?
Yeah, Jane saw it. She said it was good.
They're good.
Yeah.
The new 2 are good. They all have a gimmick. They all have a gimmick based off cinema, and it's the only one I don't like is 3, but the movie's still fine. It wraps up the first trilogy, and it just they had to make it PG-13 because of Columbine, basically. But we'll get into that and more as we talk about the movies, and you can find out all about it on Thursdays on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, I should have known you're not on tomorrow, because on our Live Long in podcast channel, our Star Trek channel, we're going to be having Stephen Waters from Hey, Did You See This One on with us as we are covering the next episode of Star Trek The Next Generation. It is called The Survivors from season 3. This should be a fun one. I think we got Jody and Worldmind coming in, or maybe it's not Jody. I think it was. I can't remember now.
I don't think Jody's made it. I don't think Jody's on it.
I know Worldmind's coming in. We had so many people before. I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna have to check tomorrow. But we're gonna we know Steven will be there, so check that out. He'll be giving his thoughts on the episode.
He'll be giving a lot of his thoughts.
Yes, we'll see. Maybe we'll be
seen our show. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. So he told me he thought the episode was pretty dark. He's like, I didn't realize it was so dark. I was like, yeah, well, that's how it went back in the 80s. That was still the 80s when that episode aired. All right. Well, thanks everyone. We'll see you next time here on Super Mario Bros. Podcast, and you have a great night. And just for good measure, let's remember how you do on Survivor. Day 5.
People taking falls and rolling around. You want to do a little Survivor on day 5? Here you go. Here goes Rizzo. Rizzo tries something very cool. Doesn't quite work. Boy, baby. Tries it again. Really interesting approach.
Beam up some Star Trek content with Live Long and Podcast. A roundtable movie discussion with Hey, Did You See This One? And take a peek into the darkness with Heard Noise, Must Investigate with Michael Chan. Watch us duke it out on trivial debates. And let's chat about TV with the Super Mario Brothers. It's all here on the United Federation of Podcasts.